Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So I know I said that on Mondays I will not do readings, but I got home from work. I still have enough energy for one more reading, and tomorrow will be a day that will be difficult for me because I am going with my daughter to buy things for school. So it will be more difficult, and I didn't want to leave it 2 days without a reading. So, and so many things are just happening every day. There are so many issues. I have this notebook in which I write ideas for readings, and the ideas that I wrote yesterday are not relevant anymore. So before I begin, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer. It's in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumption and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So as you can see, I'm back with the old angle, and that's because it is nighttime here, so there is no light coming from the window, which doesn't disturb the cards so much. And I think that on days that when I'm doing it during daylight, I will use the other angle, but I will make sure that you can see my hands, you can see my rings, and that I'm sitting in a way that it's more convenient for you to watch. Anyway, this reading is something that hasn't changed despite the time. And as you can see, I'm wearing the rings in the colors of the flag of South Africa, because South Africa was deeply, deeply hurt by Meghan, in a way that many people that used to be her supporters now finally realize what a narcissistic, poisonous woman she is, and how she would not hesitate to throw whoever it is under the bus just to get headlines. And while South Africa is raging, Meghan Markle has got a cover in the magazine called The Cut, and I don't know, in my opinion, she looks there, the picture of her on the cover, she has this vicious look in her eyes. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into whether or not they're going to apologize to South Africa, because the backlash is so bad that people actually tell both Harry and Meghan not to set foot in Africa anymore. And Harry, who proclaims to be that Africa is his second home, and went to Africa, or at least tried to show us that he went to Africa in the past month. It seems, and if you saw the Royal Grift's video about that, she shows there that it's not at all certain that he really was in Africa, but it seems like Harry is really he wants very much to keep Africa as a place that for him to visit, as a place that he wants to keep close to his heart, and then they go and hurt the feelings of so many African and South Africans that it is just. And it's not only the story about the fire in the room, in Archie's room. It's in the beginning, on when she started talking about Africa, that the trip to South Africa was the bravest thing that she has ever done. What? I mean, really? This is the bravest thing that you have ever done? Why? Were you in such danger in South Africa? As far as I know, you had protection, not like right now when you're going to Britain and Germany, and you don't have taxpayers funded protection, but then you had protection all over you, but you couldn't put on your engagement ring because you thought that people might go after you and snatch it over your finger, or maybe cut your finger with it. I mean, this is really humiliating. This is really being so vicious and so I really have no words. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a spread that is called Closer Look. I'm using the After Tarot because this is something that is done after she already made the error of hurting the feelings of so many people. Now, as you know, almost every tarot spread is we can adapt it to the question. So this is exactly what I'm going to do, because what I'm going to look into is how she sees herself, how she sees the South African that she hurt, what is it that she doesn't see, what is it that she needs to see, and then I'm going to end up with, is she going to apologize? So let's start by clearing the deck. And now let's start asking. So what does Meghan Markle doesn't see about the South African that she has hurt? How does she see herself? How does she see others? What does she neglect to see? And will she apologize to the South African that she hurt? Will she decide to apologize after hurting the South Africans? I don't think that apology will help here, but it is the minimum that she can do is to at least apologize. Okay, so the first card is, how does she see herself? And the card that I'm getting here is the Eight of Wands. So she doesn't think that she has done anything wrong. The Eight of Wands, that's a card of someone who is doing the right thing, but acting fast, being in the right place at the right time. This is how she sees herself. She sees herself as someone who is just using that bow to shoot the arrows, and it doesn't really matter where that arrow lands. So this is how she sees herself. She doesn't see anything wrong in what she did. She is someone who is egotistical, and as all fire cards, she is someone who thinks only about herself, and she sees herself as someone who has done the right thing, said the right things, and she doesn't see anything wrong with that. She also thinks that she has the necessary qualifications to do a podcast, to do whatever she wants. She thinks that she can do everything. How does she see the South Africans that she hurt? And we get the Tower. So this is how she sees South Africa, although of course it reflects on herself. But in her mind, South Africa is a place that is completely falling apart. This is a place that has no foundations whatsoever and is completely on the way to fall apart completely. And what I'm trying to say is that it reflects on her, because, as you know, many times when you look at others and you see their faults, it is your faults that are reflecting in that person. So this is a card that shows that she herself doesn't realize, but her foundations are very weak. We get the Tower with these couple all the time, but she's reflecting on South Africa what she knows, or she doesn't know, but what she feels about herself and her marriage. This is crumbling down. This is a place in her mind, a place that doesn't have a long time to survive. She sees that as a place, a dangerous place, a place that, and this is how she sees the South Africans as well. She called them her sisters, but she doesn't really feel that. This is how she feels about them. This is what she sees. This is what she feels about South Africa. So in her mind, she did nothing wrong. She only said the truth. She said what she believes. She believes that this country is falling apart, completely on the way to dismember, and nothing can save it. But she doesn't see that it's her self-destruction, it's her loss, it's her tendency to betray others that causes her to see other people in that light. Okay, so the next card is what doesn't she see? And she doesn't see the Ace of Cups. So because she doesn't see that, we're looking at the negative aspects of this card. And this is a card that shows us, first of all, that the South African received her with a lot of emotions. They really opened their heart to her. And this is why we have a heart here, which usually we don't have in the Ace of Cups. They really opened their heart to her, despite all of the faux pas that she did during that visit. For example, making mothers sit on the floor with their best clothes on because they are meeting a royal, so naturally they will be dressed as best they could, but she thought it is okay to make them sit on the floor. So this shows that she cannot see her own fears. She does not believe in anything. She was received with a lot of feelings. The people and the country opened their homes and their hearts to her. She doesn't see that. This card shows that she's unstable, and she really believes that everything will be okay because that's what it should be. She doesn't think that she needs to do anything. She doesn't see that people really gave her a lot from their heart, and they gave so much to her, and she doesn't see that. She only sees herself. So what is it that she needs to see? And what we're getting here is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the fantasizer. He is the one that is fantasizing. He's the one who is losing his opportunities because of that. And he is someone who is unable to see reality as it is. And he cannot, he deludes himself, and this is something that she should see. She won't, but she should see that she's deluding herself. She doesn't see reality as it is. She thinks that obstacle will just go out of her way without the need to do anything. This is a card that shows deception. She's deceiving herself. This is a card of selfishness, and this is a card of someone who has a fear of dealing with hardship. So this is what she needs to see about herself. She needs to know that everything that she thinks about herself, about the podcasts, about her so-called successes, it is all a fantasy. So to end it up, will she issue an apology to the South Africans? And what I'm getting here is the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is not a clear yes card. This card shows us that even if she does issue, probably not, but even if she does issue some kind of apology, it will be something that is not real, something that doesn't come from her own heart. This is a card of someone who is running away from reality, someone who has a hard time to leave the comfort zone. And that is why I feel that she will not ask for forgiveness. But even if she does, it will be a whole word salad that you cannot understand a word that she's saying, and it will be masked with so many big words that people will not understand that it's not really an apology. She will try to mask it in all sorts of ways in order to show that she is apologizing, but actually she is not. So in the aftermath, it's hard to tell, because this card is not a card that is straightforward, but it is most likely that she will not issue an apology. So this is the tarot, and of course the oracle cards are for the South African and how they should act with everything that has happened. And I'm using the Wild Goddess Oracle. So let's start with shuffling it a little bit. These cards are two-sided. So in one side we see the goddess or the god, and on the other side we see the message. Although I also have the book here near me just in case I don't get all the message. But it's quite straightforward. So let's start with clearing the deck. Okay, so advice for South Africans, advice for South Africans if Meghan asks for an apology, or if she doesn't. Advice for the South Africans. Okay, so I think I'll take two cards, but the first card is the fortune teller. So the fortune teller is to be open to possibilities and trusting their intuition to interpret the answers from the Wild Goddess Oracle. Can help them to help others. So this card is telling them that they need to be open to possibilities. That it means that there is a possibility that Meghan will ask for their forgiveness, but when they are making their response, they need to trust their intuition and to try to help themselves and others by interpreting the answer that they give. The second card is the drama queen. And I suppose the drama queen is Meghan. So some people need high level of attention to validate their sense of worth. Make sure that you are not that person staging needless plays. So I think that this is really very clear. The drama queen, she's the one who will probably issue some kind of an apology. That apology won't be sincere. This will be something that she will conjecture that will allow her to leave with her own narcissistic feelings that she's not really apologizing, but she will try and mask that with a lot of puff words and a lot of stupid word salads. But the South Africans should just trust their intuitions and understand that she might ask for their forgiveness. They don't have to accept it. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.